Alright guys, today is June 14th. I am back in the garage working on the Integra, of course. A couple little updates. I'm trying to think, it's been a while since I've been in here. Last video you guys might see might be either the header or the transmission swap. I'm currently running the 5-speed base model transmission because I had issues with the countershaft speed sensor. So currently this car is overheating still. Okay, so I'm checking out the fans. This is the Spal fan that it was running, 12-inch Spal fan. I believe it's rated for 900 CFM. This is the one that I'm going to add. So this is a puller fan. It goes to direction. This is a pusher fan. Which, let me double check that real quick. Okay, so I was right. So this one is the pusher fan. Don't mind the parts in the background, parts for the Trailblazer, which you guys may see this in future videos or have already seen it, because I did say I was going to add some Trailblazer videos in between the progress of this. But back to the fan situation. This one was on the Galant. It was not used. It was just hanging on the old radiator. So I want to wire this. I'm going to cut the plug off the other fan. I just have to find it so I can wire it in. The one thing I did notice when testing, this is the power wire and this is the ground. In order for it to be the pusher fan, I gotta flip those two wires. So my ground will be the red and my power will be the black. And I believe this is a 600 CFM S flow fan. This one's not cutting it. I'm still having the overheating issues, so that one fan is not keeping up. I haven't been driving this because it's got a weird noise, like possibly loose flywheel bolts. So I took the vehicle speed sensor off and the Element 5-speed, took it to a friend, see if he wants to add the VSS ring gear to it, and then tap the hole for the vehicle speed sensor, make that larger so that the vehicle speed sensor can fit. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, ask me, and when that video comes, I'll try to explain it, or I don't know, this will be uploaded late. So I'll try to explain in the next videos about the transmissions, if you guys haven't caught on already. So unfortunately, I won't be able to really drive this because of that funky noise it's got. I'm hoping it's loose flywheel bolts. And yeah, so I already pulled this fan off. I plan on installing this fan just like this onto the AC condenser. It's kind of like, I was talking to a friend about it, that's how the Evos run it. The fan is zip tied onto the AC condenser. Got these guys from O'Reilly's. So I guess now I just have to remove the bumper. I've already removed the radiator bracket and this ground. If you guys remember in previous videos I mentioned it. This ground has something to do with the fans. I think it's a ground for the fan switch. So I have to fix this and get this to work properly so that my switch, where is it? So that this fan plug works. So that's that, guys, and let's go ahead and get going. I don't think there's anything else I have to add. I just got to get this fan on, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the bumper and get this rolling. Okay, also want to cover the fans. The other fan that I did have is this Blackworks one. This one I feel is way better than the two Spal fans. But this one's a pusher fan, and this one won't work on the fan shroud that this one sits on. So this is the plug that I will need onto this guy here. So I'm going to have to cut this off. I'll probably save this because remember, this fan came from the Gallant, and I don't know if this is a plug for the Gallant. So I'm going to save that. Swap this guy to this one when I get to that point. And this one is a pusher fan, and these two seems to be pullers. So with that said, now I'm going to go ahead and start working on this and hopefully get myself enough space to get onto the AC condenser to add the fan. Little nails out. One was up top here and the other one's at the bottom. Don't forget those. And then we're gonna take these guys off next. Turn signal lights. Okay, you guys just saw I was trying to pull the bumper off, and then I remembered underneath there are a screw on both ends, one on this side and one on that end, and then right in the middle there are two bolts that hold the bottom of the bumper together. So don't forget those guys. But now it's ready to come off, so let's go ahead and get to it. Alright guys, let's show you where I'm working with. I'm super upset I cannot get the fan in here. Here's the fan. I cannot get it right in here. If I was able to, I would have to probably cut this support, and I don't really want to do that. And really, it's pretty tight for me to get in between the radiator and the AC condenser. So I'm gonna have to go to plan B, which is getting on the Black Horse Racing fan on there, which means I have to remove the radiator, and the radiator is really easy to take out. You have to drain the fluid. I've already removed the bracket, removed the top hose, and I did remove the fan already, so I should be able to slide it right up. But if you guys know on how much of a pain how much of a pain the K series is to bleed all the air out of the coolant system. It sucks. When I went to do the header, you know, I'll leave that for that video. The header video will go over that whole mess of bleeding the air out of here because of a vacuum line. I actually used a vacuum line as a coolant line, and it exploded. And just trying to bleed the system was such a pain that night. And that'll be covered in the video on the exhaust getting done. But dang, I really did not want to pull out this radiator. So you guys have already seen me pull this radiator in and out at least 2 or 3 times already. So I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe put you guys in a time lapse, or just pull it out and then pick up the camera. But I'm not looking forward to bleeding out the air, because right now it is really good. It's on point. But dang, I despise doing that. So that's that. I'm going to go ahead and pull this all off. Pull the radiator out. Alright, I'll turn back the camera when that's all off. Alright, so another thing I had to change, this little clamp. As you can tell right here, it is wet from, let's see, that soft hose. I don't think you guys can see it. Let me see. That goes to the intake manifold port right here. You guys can't see it. And I recently broke my light when I was working on my friend's Sentra. So I put one of these clamps on there, tightened it down, hoping to have no more leaks there. And now, got to play with this. So let me set up the camera and get this situated. Okay, I have this where I want it. These are the oil cooler zip tie kits. These guys are called the mounting rods. Come with the pads. So you're going to want the pad on the inside of the hole, the mounting hole, and on the back side. So you're going to run this guy through and then right through here, with the pad being on the inside right here and on, I'm going to say, the inside right here. So let's see if I can mount this up. I bought some of these from eBay. I can't remember what car I was working on. If it was, I think it was the Galant when I did the fans. Those eBay ones sucked. They broke. But you're going to want these to line up like that. Going to want this one. The push through that hole. Alright, so not sure what side I want the sticky side on. I guess it'll be more surface on the radiator. So let's do this. Let's do this. Now let's figure out where exactly I want this again. Have it pushed up against the edge. Now I have to figure out Looks like that. Be real gentle with the fins. Push it all the way through. Oh, this is new radiator, so this is brutal pushing against that. Don't like it. But it's what I gotta do. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and stay a little bit more focused and get this done. Alright, this is how it looks on the backside. The foam pieces were supposed to go on... I think I put the foam pieces on the right side. Yeah, pretty sure. You guys let me know if I'm wrong. And these guys just come all the way down. Just like that. Thought I came with more foam pieces, but guess not. Just like that. Just like that. And that's it, guys. Also remember, I'm using the Blackworks fan, not the Spal fan. I couldn't use that one after all. Cut these guys off. All right. And that's that. So, let's see how it looks with the other fan. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that AC line is very tight in between the fan and the alternator. So if you guys do this with the same setup in mind, put this fan as tight to the Spal fan shroud as you can. Because if I wanted to change the alternator or the AC compressor, I will have to remove the radiator now. And if I would have went all the way this way, it may have given me enough room. But right now that is extremely tight. But it is what it is. The goal is to keep this car from overheating, and this should do the trick. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put on the other fan, plug up this harness. Well, these two plugs that I had to unplug and slide out of the way. Plug that back in. Plug this guy back in. And then get the fan on. Upper and lower radiator hoses. This plug. And fix this ground right here if you can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and get to that. Alright, so the reason why I was drilling that out is this ground. If you guys remember, I think I've said it in several videos already, this ground broke and then it caused an issue with my fans, and it was this switch specifically that would not work. So I've already plugged in this fan. It's super tight on this side, it kind of sucks. But I'm going to go put the car in the on position and see if those fans kick on. Which both of them should, because I think on Hondata I turned off when they come on. I just had them always on. Let's see. Whew. Sounds better. Yeah. They're both on. And I'll tell you what, this Blackworks fan feels much better than the Spal Fan. Oh heck yeah, I should not be overheating no more. Alright, let's turn this off. Alright, so all I need is coolant now in here. I don't know if I'm going to run to the parts store and do that, just because I'm waiting for somebody to check the AC on the house. It's having some issues. Freaking sucks. Home owning can be fun sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and do a time lapse and get the bumper on, and then we'll see where this video continues to go. So let's get this bumper back on. Alright guys, I'm all done with this for today. The bumper's back on. Don't forget the screws here and up top here. I didn't put those ones back on. Those are a bit of a pain, so I'll put those on later. All I gotta do is fill it up with coolant, which you guys don't need to see that. You guys have seen that at least 2 or 3 videos of mine already at this point. So I think that's it. Coolant. Still figuring out the transmission, which way we're going to go with it. If we're going to add the vehicle speed sensor to it, or on the all-wheel drive transmission, or if we're going to try to... my friend wants to take a chance. A different friend wants to take a swing at adding the sensor, trying to wire it for the countershaft speed sensor so that we don't have to open up the element transmission. But we don't know yet. I'm still waiting on my friend to let me know what we're going to do, and we'll go from there to figure out what's next for this. So, like, subscribe, share the video. That's how you guys remove the bumper. That's if you guys need to add a fan to your CSF radiator. That's that, and I'll let you guys know if they do send another fan to replace this one, and if it does work better. But that'll be it, guys. Thanks, like, subscribe, and share the video.